Right, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to the TNN TV Media Empire. Today, now the 7th of December, 2022, a very special month. Wherever now the world usai we day, we obviously they feel a difference in the weather because this is a massive month. We've done a 12-month era. And the 12-month now they come to an end. So, of course, we get a couple of weeks more, about 3 more weeks for going December. But obviously, this is not the month of Christmas. For the Christians, this is when Jesus Christ was born. So I want to use this occasion. Of course, there is more coming. For extend me greetings, me season greetings, Feliz Navidad to a global audience, with viewers, with critics, with frenemies. I wish you now all happy Christmas from me to you, from ours to yours. Merry Christmas in advance. Anyway, these are the hub of the conversation. And the conversation for fen the heart and soul of we country, it continue unabated, regardless of what others may think. But it is critical and imperative, I can always say, on the part of social media for live responsibly and due to their contractual or social contractual agreement with the masses, that we will continue for provide information to them way very relevant and germane to the conversation. And this is what we've been doing for the last couple of years. And this is what we will continue to do. And hopefully, the change that we all aspire for, the change. And when I say change, I'm not going to talk about just change in government or of government. They talk about a change for the greater good for we country. Usai, we go see development at a pace never seen before. Innovative minds, the creation of factories, the gainful employment of a youthful population of ours. Usai, people are gainfully employed and idleness is no more. The commitment of politicians, not to their selfish gains, but for the good of mankind, the good of their citizens and country. So that where others look from far and away, then go admire we country as it been there once upon a time. This now we commitment to Sierra Leoneans, and this is what we will continue to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, once more, I want to welcome you to the TNN TV Media Empire. We got a very special guest, and this is our very first time on the platform. And pretty soon we go let him introduce himself. But I the one una not touch that dial because this is going to be interesting as we go attend for touch on all aspects of waiting salon people then would normally they expect on the TNN TV Media Empire. So, Fambudan Lekabide say we get a very special guest, and I can see the guest right now on our screen, and we get for understand with circumstances because this guest is back home, and there's a lot of disadvantages, of course, but we get for understand the circumstances, and we want for congratulate we guest for taking this opportunity. Where we extend an invitation for let it come, and I'm very first time this na the Then and Now Media Empire platform. We guest is a politician, is an academic as I can know him within a brief period because I do a background check just a little before we commence with this program. But the main thing I know is the political side of him has been a part and parcel of a political party called the UDMP, meaning the United Democratic Movement Party, to which is a Secretary General. The rest, I will let him do a brief introduction of himself so we can dive into this. Arnold, welcome to the program. And I want to say thank you publicly and to you for accepting the invitation, for live up to the expectations of the people. So we'll have a conversation around we country, we politicians there, and just the state of we country in a open and fair way. But if you can tell Fambulem Adu and let Fambulem know you, for them one day we don't know you, I think that would be a good start.
Okay, first of all, Prince, I want to tell you thank you and your team na Media Empire. As you rightly say, this will be my first interview on a platform. And you touch on small during your opening statement about me, briefly. Well, for the one who knows Sabi me, Arnold Bendu. Me currently at the Secretary General for UDM. For the past years, I've been living in Canada, but I've been come back and forth to Sierra Leone.
Yes, sorry, Arnold, carry on, please.
I don't involve in the politics of Sierra Leone. Kitty one, I would say, since 2012. Before that, before I joined UDM as a party card holder, I've been sympathized with SLPP for many people that will sabi me, like Canada Day. But for some reasons, I later joined UDM. I'm not only Secretary General currently for UDM. Currently, as I talk, I'm also Secretary General for Tegloma, Canada. And me also don't serve my community in Toronto in various capacities. Currently, I did salon, as you point out, and because of the so many disadvantages the whole they get in terms of communication and every other thing, right now, even as I talk to you, so at the Engats, say maybe just satellites will go, or the current state of the internet will go off. But for come back to myself, like I earlier say, this is my second stint as a Secretary General for UDM. The first one was in 2012, where we National Delegates Conference na Calbaton. And then the recent one we hold na YWC Hall na Brookfields. I was unanimously elected against as Secretary General. Currently, part of my schooling, I attend IPAM, na Fritoya, and I hold a certificate in social development. And I also hold a bachelor's degree from the University of Toronto in political science and international development. I'm married, I get picking them, and that's me. So if you say for I introduce myself, in summary, Namida Andy.
Massive thanks, Arnold, for going beyond the pale. I don't think anybody need to ask any further questions because I think you said it all. And Famulem, this is kind of interesting, because if when I listen to Arnold introduce himself, so it's not only a secretary to this party where we name, and even before becoming a secretary to the party, he was serving in the Canada branch of the SLPP. In other words, he was a member of the SLPP. And then because of XYZ reasons, maybe we'll touch on that a little bit, he moved on to the UDMP when at the short in form for the United Democratic Movement Party. I know we'll talk about the UDMP. But before I go to the UDMP, can you briefly just tell me, obviously now you write it at your discretion when and how you want to move. What in precipitate you move from an established party such as the Sierra Leone People's Party, SLPP, in a prestigious position, I believe, in one of the regional side, they talk about outside of the country, very prominent when they talk about Canada. And then you move on to a smaller party, if you will like, with no intent, yet to offend, but a smaller party as compared to the SLPP. What in precipitate that move, if I can ask?
Well, I go honestly say it was because of personal reasons. The one that was having me, Canada and Salonia, no see the former chairman for UDM, Mohamed Bangura. Me and him have been very close friends, and we are still very close friends. And in fact, we were like brothers who been in Canada. There was a time jokingly, they talk for politics. I've been even raised up, say, I say, Mohammed, if you not be careful, me and you get for the opposite aisle, of politics when we go back in a salon. But I've been there with SLPP during the first contest where President Bio been contest Madam Kadisi said I've been running mate. So in fact, at that point in time, I've been the support this man. I've been the support Andrew Kiley. Now I've been the support. And me I've been in chairman na Canada for kind of coordinate that aspect of in campaign during that same day. But during that time, the Mohamed Bangura said we don't cancel. We all be no say if we don't join PMDC. A later on break up for reasons best known to him. Now he formed UDM. So during the time we formed, in fact, UDM was formed, if I'm not mistaken, in the month of September 2011. And that same month, my mama died, September 11. But I not count until during December, until November, December, I can't for can do this around. So Mohammed go find me, we sit down, we talk. Now I say, Arnold, this way his exact words. He say, I know, say right now you get tears in your eyes. He say, but after you don't do all what you get for do for you, remember? He say, I go invite you like the kind of UDM office. He say, I'm not convinced you for let you join you. They can join me. He say, but I want to let you sit down. You think within yourself, you are sit down, you assess, and then you make a judgment, you make a decision. Indeed, I did that. After I don't do all what I don't do, I don't fulfill the obligations for the Mamin bearing where I come. So before they turn back to Canada, and I begin go to UDM office. By then, the office been there at Pandemba Road, 112 Pandemba Road. So I saw the enthusiasm. I saw the way and manner where people they gravitate towards UDM, especially the young ones and the women there, because of the party ideology by then. So when I went on back, I asked me, say, what do you think? And I said, well, you know me well. And me, the mixed matters. I say, I know we don't hold a particular per se for SLPP, but I say you know the activities there with SLPP in Canada. I say, but what we don't see, and what I don't hear, and what I don't see, I don't work with you before. I say, so I'm glad for joining you after consulting my family. I say, take your time. I go Canada. I explain to my family members them, and they all know the relationship with me and Mohamed get at that time. We still they continue. So I not be get no opposition. They support me. They say make I make the decision. So in short, at that night happen. We make a day UDM day today.
All right. Many thanks again. Once. So briefly now the transition from one end to the other. Now you just briefly tell me about. But if you can briefly tell me about UDMP itself, even though you talk about Mohammed, the way you form him, and now I come to you. But what does the UDMP stand for? We're not saying a political party, but political party then can get the agenda if you know what I mean. What does your party stand for, sir?
Well, the UDM ideology itself, like any other political party, where they think about this country, they strive for good governance through policies them where we go promote for make this country go better, for make the electorate, then go see say them belong, in the political spectrum. So they support policies and we they move the country go before. With the support, especially towards youth, Because for a very long time, we've been on the CC, youth in this country were marginalized in terms of the political space, as well as women. So in fact, that be one of the main platform mantra during the way the party be formed. I would say we're not still deviated from that. That was the ideology then, and the ideology for now, and the ideology what we think about in the future.
Okay. All right. Many thanks, sir. Those are very good points, here for political parties, but the people will get for make their decision. Not very long ago, Arnold, if I can call you Arnold, if you don't mind.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, thank you very much. You not been part and parcel, or your party not been part and parcel of some kind of an entity called labeled as a consortium, and they talk about COPP. I mean, before I ask you for explain about COPP, because COPP came like a lightning bolt and was much vaunted and talked about all over the place as if they can make some meaningful change. But then that how you go call them, that zeal, that vigor when they enter the political scene with, it seems for them wither away, and this is not my opinion. I wonder what's yours. What's going on with COPP, sir?
That's a very good question, Peter. But really, when COPP be formed, I mean, they fit on your way COPP be formed. But the idea of COPP originated from something else, what will be called political parties outside parliament. I'm not going to go back for kind of, that already history really to that.
Yep.
But for those of us we know, it started with APA, where I mentioned, I won't really shy away from that, but just for bringing you into the perspective of where COPP originated, I think I will mention that briefly.
Yeah.
There was a time where there were two APAs, the one being currently led by Prince Coker, and the one where Dr. Sandibi the lead. The one where Dr. JPJ been the lead, and they will be me and the current chairman and leader, Mr. Mohamed Sowatu. So we've been there, say some things that will take place. We have been can lead to another election. We APA call, we Prince Coker win. Then one reason led to another, and we and APA become dormant, I could say, at that point in time, because APC and SLPP and all the other parties, them, be there na Coker APA. So what happened after that, we sit down, we see say, for now we not going to lose voice in the political space. We the party that we're not in a parliament, now we kind of try for come together and try for the project with ideas and voices as one. So that's how the idea came about. After that, we begin attend meetings. We attend meeting at UP office, we attend meeting at NGC office, and it went on for some time, and then APC, they begin send representative for the observe meetings. So we were there, we started attending the meetings. APC then kind of as observers, but then it came to a point where Usai, at least from my own perspective, where I've been see the ideology we get, corporally shift away from that. So one thing led to another, and APC become a full-fledged member of COPP. And they started doing things, I would say, in their own way. So they hold the meetings now. But let's reverse back a little bit. The main idea for COPP was, like I said, the main idea was the term we've been getting, what we've done inside COPP was that we don't want to pursue ourselves as a kind of supporting any political party, especially the two main parties, the two main GOPs, winner SLPP and APC. So the idea we've been getting was win a COPP. Let we say if elections were held today, we'll be the CRC, win a COPP, will try to present one candidate, APC then get a candidate, SLPP then get a candidate. So that at least was the idea for the first round. So we will think say we will get 3 candidates then. At least 3 major candidates then, like one from COPP and one from the 2 other main political parties. So that, because truth be told, we are all political opposition parties, and the one who will fight for our seats now the current ruling government when are SLPP. So we see as a 3-pronged approach. So if we say we attack SLPP in terms of policies and what they do in the country and how for try, for say how we go beat them by the next coming elections, we see say if we get a 3-pronged approach there with 3 major political candidates as flag bearers, we'll for really to them. But then where we can see say COPP don't gravitate towards APC, UDM as a political party, and when maybe they represent UDM like COPP, I decide for take a back seat. Officially, we don't come up copy it because we don't write letter for say we don't disassociate ourselves from COPP. But for now, we are dormant.
Right. Arnold, many thanks for that explanation about COPP, because it's something where people are interested in. And this back, I believe, is the obligation to Sierra Leonean people when I come with that lightning, that bolt speed, and then suddenly it tends for wither away, and the reason why. I just want to ask you briefly about APA. I know saying that something where you say you know want to touch on, but I mean some of the conversation intertwine a little bit. So from your understanding, there were 2 APAs, and there must have been one before the other. So maybe a sort of fuse out for form 2. Which one not been the legitimate one? And the one where Prince Coker served as chairperson was his deputy, Dr. Prince Harding, by the way. Do we have any confirmation? If you don't want to touch on that, that's fine. We can move on.
No, Dr. Prince Harding, I am the deputy currently for the Prince Coker-led APA.
And which was legitimate in the sense of legitimacy? The one with Dr. JPJ being head, or the one with Prince Coker, sort of head?
Well, we saw ourselves, the one where Dr. JPJ be the head, Nina be the legitimate one at that point in time. But like for so many reasons, we're not going to delve into at this point in time.
Okay.
It been come to a point where, because during the election, let me tell you, Prince, I was still in Canada where I been left for camp where my leader called me. He said, well, Arnold, they come it up APA election. He said, by the constitution of APA, he said, delegates as me being the Secretary General for UDM. He said, delegates, and then himself are delegates. He said, so Monday they asked for you number. He said, because they want canvass you, they want campaign you for, let them go get your vote. So he said, give me permission. You give me permission for I share your number? I said, yes. I said, once not for that, go ahead. Indeed, he did that. And that time, Dr. JPJ called me. I think Dr. Professor Sisse, when I'm in when I've been reviewing Secretary General that APA, they said consult me. A whole lot of people then canvass me. In the end, who I come, we hold the elections. All the other parties have been did it, but decision come on later when they say the election not legit, and then we for call them back. So that it is stalemate today. We'll be saying enough for call the election. That is the Dr. Sandis led APA. We'll be saying we'll not call the election again until that time they over. But then, like I said, one thing led to another. APC and SFP and all the other one there, all even Dr. Bright will be there with you at that point in time. They all shift from we, and then go conduct that election at Miata Conference Center. We the first election will be tried for whole conduct. We go to seek an injunction. We'll be seek. Will be stop that election day. But then later on, the Secretary General for SLPP Naingo represent APA against we at the court. So I didn't say that Judge Miata Samba and I be the judge at that point in time. He been getting ruling, and then we become dormant before we not be in one for pursue again. That hassle day, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that's how Prisco Kayapa came in to be, we then call another election. We not partake, per se. They won. How you call Prisco won. And I think Dr. Prisadi Naina in deputy. That's what I know about APA.
Thank you very much. And this makes the mix very interesting. Yeah, carry on, please. Sorry.
No, I didn't say anything. I don't say anything.
Oh, okay. I think I'm not the delay in the communication. So this makes it interesting. And there's a reason Fambule will make they ask Arnold. Because Arnold, as if they follow the explanation, Arnold come up from the inside. Now, man, we're in the know, and this is what he's telling us now. And the key reason for asking this question, Fambo, which I want for everyone to know, is there is this massive accusation of potential election rigging. And potential election rigging does not only come on the day of election day itself. Now, I think waking day in the making, they get the normative stage, the making of it. So all them body there with they entrust with dealing with the public, political party, PPRC, the regulation of political party. They all get an ifs and buts as at this time. So they ask relevant stakeholders them then question there for let we safe get an inner understanding. Arnold, before we move on to the next thing, when our ECSL stroke PPRC, I wonder whether the name Zainab Mosire strike a chord with you.
It does.
Yeah. So I want to ask few questions on Zainab Mosire, because going back in terms of this one whole electioneering process, be it APA, PPRC, now NEC, and now ECSL, Zainab play a pivotal role in the shaping and making of the situation where we did in so right now, leading to the 2023 election. What's your view about Zainab just generally, Arnold?
Well, I don't deal with Zainab Mosire in a PPRC. We not be acting registrar. And during that time, they will be the deal with her. Will be the deal with her. You know, say I'm becoming in and out of the country. For any brief time I've been meeting, and this is my honest opinion, I've been noticing a person with diligent and serious with his work. That's what I can say in relation to her work at PPRC. Okay. Now that's I could say. But coming to okay, let's happen first.
Again, thank you. Fambulem, you're watching the TNN TV Media Empire. Today, the 7th of December 2022. The weather don't change all about because it's a Christmas feeling. So I want to use this occasion while talking to a very special guest tonight for extend we Christmas greetings in advance from the channel to Una. We cards then go come out soon for tell Una thank you for way Una don't be I know I use the word faithful, but at least Una been a member and a follower of the platform. And for this, we are really, really thankful. Today, we get a very special guest in the person of Arnold Bendu, who happened to be the secretary for the UDMP party. And we talk about things very critical and central to the country Sierra Leone, especially at this key stage, this crossroad leading to the 2023 elections. Arnold, I want to ask a question about the ECSL, formerly NEC. This transition will take place. Do you see any difference from this transition from one name to the other? Any difference?
With regards to?
I mean, generally irresponsible for the conduct of elections and etc. But when you transform an organization, sometimes in name, it can also go along with other measures them where if it's not obvious, but it can look like say they tweak and little bit, whether by law change some conjunction from and box to something, giving them a completely different meaning, if you like. Animal farm kind of literature, if you like.
Well, I think the name wouldn't change, so they say electoral commissions, whatever it is. It's just like you mentioned, not just a name change. But I believe say all waiting they stand for as an institution, they still continue for doing. With regard to some changes when they propose, some might be favorable, some might not be favorable. But maybe you would like to ask more in-depth questions into that. But in my general view on that is that whether the name change or not, like I said earlier, the institution remains the same.
Yes, Arnold. It is true that the institution remained the same, even though the name changed. So it's the way the question was asked, but you did pick them up, and you say probably specific questions in terms of the ECSL. But the point at stake here now is Boku law and pass na parliament, and some of them regarding or care for do with the ECSL. These laws not be exist previously or amendments were made to them, but they end up for pass. The Public Elections Act, for example, that became the law. That obviously gets some fundamental changes in the way elections is conducted, in the way the ECSL itself as an organization conducts itself, empower them with certain things that way na law. And that's what they try for talk about. And I know say you offer with anything there, so probably you go help for explain to Fambulem how you see that election bill law vis-a-vis the ECSL.
Well, for that one, actually, I believe say ECSL or whatever level you want to call them at this point in time, they do what they feel say right for this country as an institution. But let me go back to all the laws that they come out when I did at parliament.
Yeah.
Inside this parliament, not only the ruling government gets parliamentarians in it, we have opposition parties we get parliamentarians in it. And in fact, I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, this parliament currently, I mean from the last election, now one of the most divergent parliaments where they see in terms of political parties and representation. But unfortunately, and that's my own personal view, I believe say they let the electorate down in terms of some of the bills they already passed, in terms of approving some of the nominations that where then they approve, where the president the appoint, where then they approve. So again, I believe say ECSL, honestly, if I want for apportion blame, I'm not going to apportion too much of a blame. Because again, the well of parliament, we said that all the laws that they pass. We'll get the opposition members in there, we'll get the ruling members in there, then they sit down, then pass out, then before it becomes law. Yeah. So that's so missing for now.
Okay. All right, Arnold, many thanks for touching on that. We will come to Parliament and parliamentarians specifically, but that was a taster because, again, all things they are then kind of interlink. And I think you make a critical point. This is not the most diverse parliament. I want to agree with you, and I know there are a lot of people out there who agree with you. They're all sit on there. How are these things passing? It's another question which is coming. Arnold, the ECSL at some point be embroiled in corruption, if you like. 10 million that was given to them for the conduct of the voter registration exercise, we will get for Kanto at some point in this conversation, got mismanaged. People like the Africanist Press and other organizations put out bulletins out there outlining the corruption. And that corruption, they became obvious in the way how the exercise itself was conducted, malfunctioning machines, substandard machines, the contracts, the way it was awarded, those that it was awarded to, and how they met the contract out, all came under question. Yet the parliament, which you just mentioned, remained almost lame duck on this particular issue. I wonder again, what in your view, Arnold, you're a politician, they participate actively in a political party, and I sure say you look at the future in a positive way. But if such things that happen, then obviously this na problem for future politicians such as you. What's your view, sir?
Well, with regards to corruption in this country, we get an institution which is charged for fight corruption. And here, you know, that institution in ACC. And if an allegation don't come out to the point that we documentation don't dey for say the institution corrupt, or boku of the thing that we they do, now malpractices them, I believe say it behoves the ACC for investigate and try for allay the public fear. As of now, we don't know if ACC they embark on that or they plan for embark on that. I don't know. Coming back to the parliamentarians in parliament who feel say them for the champion, then cause the day, just don't buttress the first point I be make say. Maybe I go on for use for say maybe this is a lame duck parliament, for lack of better words. Because if things like that, now, at least let us see say they start and champion and they see say at least as a suggestion for allay the public fears. But if they really do that, one will be tempted to ask, waiting that they don't take or waiting that they don't hand inside it. So on that, that's the comment I will make with regards to that corruption scandal where they go on with ECSL and all the other malpractices.
Let me come to the chairman of the ECSL. This is now a very critical component of the election machinery in the country. And the decisions made by such body, it get a massive impact, not only in the now or in the then, but also in the now and also in the future. That's why we all have to ensure that whatever decision we make is right and it come out of the people, because now the people then vote. Obviously, now they get for tally and then announce some result. But if the organization itself, under the head of this man, is coming under so many queries, so many questioning, in which it seems like they're losing the public trust. And I am saying this based on calculation from talking to across sections of people, including politicians, but I know we'll take the word of opposition politicians, but also some other local candidates them and people them generally, that this organization, they lose the public trust, and questions around the chairperson for this organization is growing louder. I wonder again what you view regarding the head of this organization, Mr. Kone.
Well, Mr. Kone, na Mr. Kone. Personally, if I was heading, if I was heading that institution day, and then rumors like this that they come out persistently, what I go do as head for our lady public affairs, what I go do, like I mentioned earlier, we get an institution which charge with their responsibilities indeed. I mean, for investigate corruption, charge if somebody liable, penalizer and all that. If I was in his shoes, I will invite the ACC for come probe, look and see if all the allegations they are so whether they support, if not true. If not so true, then I stand to be vindicated. But unfortunately, like I said earlier, Mr. Kone is Mr. Kone and not to me Dede. So if they deal with the situation, I feel say as to how best is here.
So let me go back again to the ECSL. This time, let me talk about voter registration. I mean, how pleased you are, if I may ask that, because it's not all part of the process, and this is most recent, and this therefore weigh in now on the country in future, and there are many questions around this voter registration. Now, exercise what I believe say you witness and you get an opinion on. I wonder whether you want to share that opinion of yours regarding the voter registration process with the general public or to this platform, please.
Prince, again, we all know say there have been questions surrounding this whole voter registration exercise from the get-go. Like you mentioned earlier in your opening statement, from malfunctioning computers. So the training of the personnel for conduct the exercises and so on and so forth. So there has been so many gray areas surrounding it. But all along, ECSL has been assuring us that the exercise they go on as planned, and that everything is according to plan. But some of we were calm, and I come meet up the registration. That was one of the reasons when I came down for like a register, so that I will get the rights for performing civic duty come June 2023 next year. So personally, I'm not pleased with the way everything went, and even with the rumor that's going on that they don't delete over how many thousands of voters from the registration, which is exercise itself, they don't please anybody, let alone you in an opposition party member, because you know say you get for affect to a party greatly. So so from a party's point of view, we are not pleased at all with what has been going on and all the rumors we don't come out from for ECSL with regards to that voter registration exercise.
Arnold, we obviously know that this is a factual statement that parliamentarians get jurisdiction over such conduct, and the organization itself, more or less the chairperson. So they can, as per my understanding by law, they're able for summon the chairperson for can provide explanation. But so far, like you say, the voter registration provisional result with them in pool, it disenfranchised over 250,000 Sierra Leoneans. Imagine that's 250,000 Sierra Leoneans. And when you look at the entire number of voters them we register, if you don't pull 250,000 commodity, imagine waiting left. And if you begin look at demographically, I mean, you can begin to figure out, you know, some possibilities. Once again, do you see this parliament wanting and shortcoming on such important issues, especially so the opposition party who stand for be disenfranchised more with this kind of result, provisional result will come out? Your view again, please.
That's another interesting one. But I mean, Prince, me and you know for Sidonia, they talk about this. If actually the parliamentarians were serious about, you know, about respecting the rule of law, about, you know, making sure that nobody not gets for being disenfranchised from in civic duty come June 2023. But the silence of the parliamentarians begs a question or questions will we who know the inside parliament not be able to answer. People that elect them for going at that well day for seek the interest of the electorate. But so far so good, that has not been happening. And this is why I'm not gonna blame the the ruling government, so because what they are doing, you know, politics are a battle. If they don't see, say, let's say, for example, by disenfranchising 250,000 voters, that will give them a leeway for win the next election. And then you get the opposition parliamentarians that when they say they don't say fee. If you say they're not going to do it, they're going to do it.
Absolutely.
So it behoves the parliament, the opposition parliamentarians, and this not only go to APC. We have C4C, we have NGC, and we even have independent candidates who they sit on at that well day. Why they already for God's sake take up that responsibility there, at least for ask questions.
Yeah.
But nothing like that is happening.
Arnold, just straightforward, do you have faith? You get faith in this current parliament? In terms of waiting we know so far, they don't conduct themselves.
No, sir. No, sir. No,
okay.
Sir.
Okay, many thanks for that. So Fambulem, we just don't come to the 1 hour mark on this program between me and Arnold, then now and Arnold. And I think this is quite interesting and quite telling and quite revealing as well. So let me take a quick short break, and then when we come back, we will continue with the rest of the question them. And let me see how Arnold will make we get better understanding. Fam will not touch that bell. The most interesting part they come, and this is not the second part. This is not the TNN TV Media Empire, the hub of the conversation. All right, Fambulen, this is not the second part, but when I watch now the screen, when I go see this now the program for tomorrow, it's another blockbuster. We get Gonta Adikali Darami. He go there on the program tomorrow, and this guy in the editor-in-chief of We Own newspaper, We Own Press newspaper. Okay, he will be on the platform tomorrow in a very interesting question. And the question here is, does President Bill deserve a second term? If yes, the question is why? Why do you say yes? If no, why do you say no? It's a calling program, and the number then at the flyer, we keep yourself abreast, and we will advertise the number again. Now the program in itself. So this they take place tomorrow on this very platform, and the time will be 8 p.m. the same day and time where this particular program will be on start. Not forget for tuning tomorrow and for sharing a good message. This now we all responsibility. But let me come back to Brother Arnold. Brother Arnold, obviously I been want to ask you about the current state of the APC. Not all APC people and no more APC membership can weigh in on the current state. This is a national issue. Of course, they get your member them, but they are also a political party, and you understand political party their obligation far more than I do. So it's not only about get power, but then get other obligations as well to the country and the people. But the only party we pose a threat to the incumbent, then they in disarray, if you like. That up till now they don't get a flag bearer, and there are many other things going on in court. I sure say you get opinion as a political analyst yourself and a member of the political elite, if you like. Your view, please, on the situation.
Well, say APC, they are not the opposition right now. UDM, opposition party right now. So maybe behind the scenes, for the glad say, oh, the APC, they perfect themselves. So UDM will take that space there. For any right thinking political party, that's for the think about. But on a more serious note, I believe say what did happen at the APC party now a very sad thing for the country, because we all know see from the time when the country gained independence to now, if it's not APC, it's SLPP. So even with the smaller parties, then we will cause noise, we will say this, we will say that. But judging from past elections, in the end, we will either align with one party or the other. By this time, it's whether we align with APC or SLPP, and that's what has been happening in the past elections. So, for clearance sake, the APC, when the main opposition party, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, I still believe they still hold the majority in the parliament in terms of seats allocated. For they, in this array, is such a disarray. Only a few months to the coming general elections.
Just a quick one, Arnold. So in that state the way you just described of potentially the party will pose a threat to the incumbent, does it worry you? Are you now one person do you want change? Would you like to see change in the current state? And obviously, if you want to see a change in the current state, then something needs to be done. Probably not APC, but if it's not APC, who else? Is there someone else? But just briefly, does it worry you?
Of course, it worries me. And of course, I'm yearning for a change. Because nobody knows, in the right senses and say, currently, Sierra Leone is on a honeymoon. So, like many other countries, they go through too much hardship. In fact, this country is in a state of despair. I mean, people let go to bed, waking up, not knowing what to do tomorrow.
Okay, Arnold, your audio don't begin to really get bad. It barely audible, except we stream for your RAM. So I don't know, maybe now you data don't begin to run low. Maybe you can come off the video and just do the voice. That will help for reduce sorry, sir.
Okay. You still hearing me?
Yeah, would they hear you, but it's not like say you talk like a speaker they behind you. That's what they hear. They don't change from how we hear you first. When we know say you speak so and we hear you clearly. Now it's like say the voice they come up from the back a little bit muzzled. But we hear you, yeah.
Okay, so will I continue with the video? Will I continue with the video on?
Yeah, I mean you can shut down your camera, just click on your camera and just left them on audio basically. So the camera does not run, and let us see maybe the voice will improve.
Okay, I'm not sure
go on.
the camera is hearing me.
You watch the program simultaneously on other gadgets?
Yeah, no.
If you watch them, then you need for turn the other one in volume completely down to 0. It will continue for interfere with your audio.
No, I don't watch them. I don't watch them from any other gadgets.
Okay, definitely. Look like saying that your internet don't begin they drag you. But again, let just ask you a few questions. Let us not pull this good part of the interview we don't get because then the audio can pull this latter part. The PR system, Arnold, what's your take?
Well, quickly, the PR system generally it's what we actually consider in terms of the definition itself, not a bad system. But again, the question is why now? And if not a bad system, why therefore introduce a threshold of almost 12% than the current bill of parliament? Now, it can be bad, at least from my own opinion, for we, the smaller political parties, judging from the past elections. I mean, if you go back to check the results of the past elections in terms of percentage of parties then acquired during their elections, and I don't see any other party, maybe apart from APC and SNPP, I don't see any other party actually acquire 11% of the electorate. So setting a threshold like that to me, I feel say they do.
Okay, your voice don't clear. Oh, it don't go back. Yeah, carry on.
I feel say the set
now your voice don't clear
kind
now.
Of thing that is small. Okay, for kind of hinder the smaller political parties, like I say, that threshold is too high. If there are really one try for as to the definition of the PR system itself, then that threshold enough for be too high. The one will be there that the constitution will be known. That been 2%. And maybe that 2% for the smaller parties for the threshold and effect. So how much more now we don't go raise that up to 11.9%? Now let me see and say it bad currently for we.
Okay. But with the smaller party, them of course, I don't know that the goodness done there. It should be to an advantage. A PR system should be to smaller party or disadvantaged party them, disenfranchised party them, because it seems like this whole setup now two party them no more, and within the scope of that upper PPRC what we talk about earlier on. The research we conduct and the subsequent results, it shows the two party them, whenever they feel threatened by another, then they close ranks and try for squeeze whoever they threaten them out before they come back again at loggerheads. So PR system should be good for people like you and others. Una ready for lift that level and battle the people and we want PR system?
Well, I tell you, Prince,
Yep.
the PR system, the PR system as it is in the current bill they introduced to a good, a bad for which smaller political parties. I think I'm just a try for buttress appreciate. Especially Musa a good, like what you mentioned, it avoid that winner takes all. Musa a bad, now the threshold where they don't can set. Now the bill. Almost 12%, which each political party forgets before ever. And it will be recognized in that form. So if the current parliament or the current government want really ensure some kind of a level playing field, therefore reduce that threshold. It's too high. That let me see and say it's bad.
Okay, Arnold. Arnold, it is obvious that there's a cost of crisis living at the country. I mean, not one of them things the way people can try for obfuscate, act as if they don't know, because the government itself don't admit to that. And where government admit to something, on no say what I don't pass Gary. Waiting and how you see this state of living crisis, waiting for it go through the roof. I mean, interest rates they rise, inflation they rise, so therefore everything else they rise. Politician like you, first of all, what do you think about that? And do you have a solution where you can profile to government?
Yeah. It's rather sad again because of the way the country is at the present moment. I'll give you an analogy. Let's say Mami Fatuwede up that hill. In life, depend on where they go broke that leaf na bush. He bring he sell them before he able get chance for buy 1 or 2 corporates, buy salt per mile for go back up that hill day for go cook for eating and keep picking the way they get.
Yeah.
But when currently when Mami Fatu go do that, they go broke that and leave the way he come, they go sell them. You're not going able for buy 1 or 2 corporate again, let alone Maggi and all the other condiments there. We go make and say you go cook for let eat and keep and go eat. That's how bad the country has been in terms of the socio-economic living condition. We simply people that we call bread and butter. I believe they mentioned earlier, even the first gentleman himself, you don't see the current state where the country did that, there's nothing where he will do. So if the first gentleman not of this state, there's nothing where he will do for alleviate the suffering where the people in the suffer. People in they go allude to so many other factors that will happen around the world. But the fact is in Sierra Leone, people then they suffer. So the solution when we see for pulling out of this conundrum, now for let the electorate come June 23, let them go vote for a change. A change where will bring them good fortunes or good governance, we can alleviate the sufferings a little. Because other than that, I don't see nothing else what we'll get for sake. Because it's not hidden secret, please. It's not a secret. It's not hidden secret. If you did that salon right now, you go see what they try for sake. the country there in the state of despair, for lack of better words.
Many thanks for that answer. And Fambulem will come towards the end of this beautiful program. And then we get the view of a politician who happened to be Arnold Bendu. He's currently in Freetown in Sierra Leone. And obviously, we talk about no other place but Sierra Leone in itself. Arnold, I get 2-3 last questions for ask you. One of them now, the seizure of people and property them lately on the basis of corruption. Obviously, if you thief and you go through if you are accused of theft and you go through the process, the legal process, and in the end, you are convicted, proven guilty, then obviously the penalty where they give that penalty has to be meted out. In this case, we understand and say people are thief, then they seize their property. As a politician, does this worry you, or are you in favor of the kind of thing there for the future of the country? What's your view, sir?
It doesn't worry me at all, because me a politician, if you're kind to politics or any political office, I don't go thief. So that they don't worry me. And in terms of what the current government they do, now precedent that they set. And the president when they set, therefore follow them tomorrow when they say will come out in governance. And me, say, I like the building for 20-something years. One day, change must come when they say will be out of office. So if, like you rightly say, they found the people are guilty, the past politicians are guilty, and the law whether they prosecuted them under say, if they found you guilty, therefore seize you confiscate your property, then so be it. Because that will serve as a deterrent for any other politician, any other aspiring politician when they come. Politics not for be seen as a means of enriching oneself just like that. So if they come into politics, for can serve the people, for can serve the country people, not to focus thief and enrich yourself. So if you thief and the law find you guilty, they prosecute you. As long as due diligence was followed during that prosecution, then the law should take its course. In this case, if it warrants to seize the properties of the one day where the law found guilty, then so be it. That's my own point of view.
Yeah, Arnold. Obviously, a lot of people go resonate with that thought. Let me ask you this final question, Arnold, and this got to do with the 2023 elections. Earlier on, I asked you about the cost of living crisis, and you made the case. Your submission was the state in which the cost of living crisis don't reach. It's so terrible that when I asked you about profiling solution, what you did see was the most necessary thing for do not change. So change, no, if we can go by your word, not the fight again, which is 2023. So the question to you, do you anticipate that change? You see this change, is it imminent, is it inevitable, or is it evitable? What thing are you take about 2023 elections and all?
Well, then they brings the election. An election, the competition. And right now, the governments where they in power, now they're in control for now. And obviously, we want to change. And I believe say many people there in the country, because of the state where the country they right now, people they look for a change. But who said that change they come out? And then we don't know. Maybe now UDMP will bring that change to this country. So 2023, it left with the electorate for learn and do, then make their choice. If they see say now UDM they present a candidate where they feel say who can enforce that change, they will go better the people of Sierra Leone. They believe say they for vote for UDM. On the other hand, if now any other party where they feel say we're able to enforce that change, they believe in that candidate and the party, I believe say they will vote for her. Likewise, if they still say the change not inevitable at all, enough for happen at all, they just want for the under the same condition where they so under the current ruling government, then I believe say they will continue for vote for the current ruling government when they go win the next election. But we believe say majority of the people as it is right now they yearn for a change.
Wow. What you can normally do on the platform, yeah, just before I let you go, where you go make your final submission on your own, something where you want to say publicly to the people. I just want to use the opportunity for acknowledge the few viewers then we sign on today. Lamin Dinke, thank you for signing on. Mustafa Shears Kabo, yep, Mr. Shears. Yusuf Frank Med Koroma, Med Sise, Victor Fode, Maria Tu Anderson, Ramatu Sisei, Teresa Jabate, C. Bryant, Beatrice Thompson, Melvin Augustus Conteson, Isaka Bangura, Amadou Sanusi, good evening, Mefambule, good evening, sir. Chairman S. Barry, Baki Barry, Alaji Abasi Aliu Kamara, Mustafa Kamara, Gaijoko Ibro, State Bangazi, Mohamed Kapur Kamara, Carlos Avu, and Kanu Aliu, Alaji Kamara, Ibrahim Labia, Linda Ling, Mega Rogers Wright, and Kamara's Kino, and the names then go on and on, Usmani Kamara, and so far. If I not read una comments or I not call your name, do your next time, because we don't really run out of time. I want to use the opportunity again for wishing a happy Christmas, but before I let una go, I'll let the guests go. Arnold, you get one final word for Fambulem?
Yeah, well, what you make for saying must say currently, like I mean earlier, say Salonde in a state of despair. They left with people them for decide come 2023. And that are the only time and the only legitimate time where we will go express with voices and rights as to what we will go out from the country, the direction we will go out for let the country go, and what we want for people then. So come 2023, and they employ people there for votes. The one that when they vote, when they get the right for vote, we register for vote wisely. When they not get when not able to vote, and they employ the people them, and they employ for learning to talk to the people them, you go there out that the diaspora, you able to influence votes in this country. But now we do it wisely so that we will live for tell the story. So on that note, I want to join the host for wishing a very happy and Merry Christmas when they come and happy holidays.
Arnold, many thanks for that. And Fambulem, I know so go wish me for joining Arnold in saying thanks, and we all come together and wish each other a Merry Christmas, happy Christmas. Hopefully, we all will see December 25th and beyond, and that new year, which is just looming in the horizon, we all go arrive safely. This is the journey that we've embarked on. When I hear the last word from Arnold, we have to participate despite the difficulties. This is important. We therefore participate by one way or the other. You have to lend your voice to the cause, not making anybody fool you for say they were just they wasting time on social media. No, this is not true. The one way they say so now because they don't get voice and they don't get an argument for make. Media now in the help for change perception the world over. It cause revolutions and they don't do them before. It help for provide pertinent information. Now I make we say knowledge na power. Knowledge na power, education na power, information na power. Outside the information they come out and the channel where they use for send that communication, the other information na in the media, na the medium this now we they use. Very important. Don't let anybody fool you. That you really contribution where they give, it means so much. It really means so much. Okay, don't hesitate for exercise that freedom where the Constitution guarantee you for weighing on serious issues of our time. Because after all, the country belongs to every one of us. And I believe that the arguments the way we all they make now because we want the greater good for our country. The arguments might be different, coming from different sides of the aisle. We probably look at the same thing. Not even probably, we are looking at the same thing, which is the country Sierra Leone. But some people in the looking from the McKinney end, some people in the looking from the Port Loko end, some people in the looking from the Freetown end. So they see it differently. But until we realize at the same thing we look at and at the greater good, now we want for this thing, then we not the move we country before. But don't hesitate for make your contribution whenever, however, wherever. This TNN TV media production. I've been your host and presenter. I will not touch that dial because tomorrow is going to be heavy. Now, calling program, call and let we hear if President Bio deserves a second term. Tell we if not yes, why you think so. If not no, why you think so. This platform is devoid of profanity and vulgarity, and you are safe. So until tomorrow, can I say a pleasant good night and goodbye to the rest of the world. Arnold, many thanks. We will talk.